I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. We would like to ask anybody that needs to speak tonight to please stand up to the podium. That way our microphones will pick up the voices. Do we have any changes or additions to the agenda? Okay. All right, let's get started. Sheriff's Department.
First thing we'll talk about is the changing of the trustee on the retirement plan for the deputies. The Sheriff's Merit Board has been meeting and discussing the changes up to now. We've had other changes, but we currently are looking at changing the trustee. They have voted to change it. It takes 3, just like the plan did last time I brought it in front of you. It takes the Sheriff, Merit Board, and County Council to agree on any changes. Detective Biggs is here tonight to give you all the information you want to know and more about the trustee change, and a couple Merit Board members if we have any questions.
Don't know really where to start. So last year we came to you guys about moving the investment side of our portfolio. So with that, the last part of that is what we call the trustee. The trustee mainly documents the contributions and distributions of the account. So any employer or employee, any payments to retirees, and proper tax withholding. So to simple it down in a most basic term, our investment firm is with one financial institution, and then we are relying on another one to tell us how that money is the account activity. So what we are now asking to do is streamline that so we have one point of contact with Bayard Investment. So with that being said, we are currently with Co-America. We've been with them prior to me ever having an involvement in it. With Co-America, they have just been acquired by Fifth Third Bank. We have not had any contact with Fifth Third Bank to know what that looks like for the Sheriff's Departments going forward, if they are going to even retain having involvement in pension plans, Sheriff's pension plans going forward. So the push for the move to Bayard is mainly to streamline so we have one point of contact for our pension plan as well as any account activity. If there's an issue with a retiree's pension or contribution or withholding, we have one point of contact. So it's the last move that we would have for our pension program. So other than that, I don't know if there's any real questions.
Questions?
It would be Bayard Investment. The last thing on that would be effective for July 1st, so the start of the third quarter.
Are they like a national company? Have they been vetted fully? I think that's maybe what Danny's getting to, is like some information on that investment company.
Yeah, so it's Bayard Investment. Is Chris Calloway is the lead that's been with the Indiana Sheriff Association for the 457B. It's who our pension plan is through now.
Are there other sheriff's departments that are with them?
Yes.
And have you talked to them to make sure that that's appropriate
Yes.
and good, and you're comfortable with this, and
Yes.
everyone involved with it? Okay, thank you.
So how does that affect the retirees that's drawn their
It won't.
right now?
And that's part of the reason we are asking or starting it early enough in this quarter, so all the paperwork is set by the time we get to that third quarter, July 1st. There won't be any change to any retirees. Bayard Investment will have that, all of that moves ready, so the retirement checks will come in the same as they always have.
So if I don't get my check, I'll be coming to see you?
Absolutely.
Anybody else have questions?
Is there a reason why we have,
Any expected change in expense?
There will be some, but it would be very, very minute, to the extent that I believe that Co-America charges roughly $2 per pension check they issue right now, which we would cease. Bayard would not have that, but for the most part, it is dollar for dollar. It's about the same on the expense ratio that they're going to charge us. Mainly, it is Fifth Third Bank is acquiring Comerica. We don't know what that looks like in the future if they're going to stay there, but it also is, we have one point of contact going forward, which would make it that much easier for us for any issues that do come up.
And any expenses incurred from change will be paid from the plan.
Yes, so
There's no fiduciary responsibility.
That's what my next question was going to be. Is there an additional cost that we're going to have to be looking at?
no, there is a fee for changing in essence, the agreement with pension, but that is paid out of our pension fund.
And you said it will all be done by July?
Yes, that would be the effective date that we would ask for it to be done.
Okay, so you'll have a good handle on whether you like them or not in a few months.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd let us know how that's going down the road or so.
Okay, we can do that.
So exactly what all are you needing from us tonight?
I believe there's just the signed agreements, correct?
Yeah, so vote on changing, it will be, I suspect, a motion to change the sheriff's retirement trustee from and to, you have those names, from Comerica
From Comerica,
to Bayard Investment. Is that right? Is that what they said?
Yes.
Bayard Investment? And I think that would satisfy, and then there's a one signature on the president.
I believe so.
Do we have that paper? I missed it.
You have
Probably.
to bring-
I do not.
Okay. But,
I was not given that.
Okay, so we do not have that.
So I think you can make the motion today to get that process in order, put you back on the agenda for next month, bring the paperwork back, have it be signed, or if we get the paperwork, they can sign it. Without that, I mean,
Is there a problem with us making the motion to approve it and then just getting with me and I can run by the sheriff's department to sign the paper? Is
That would be
and get a
fine.
copy of it for Christine?
I'd like to see it, put eyes on it real quick, but that's it.
Yeah.
Email it to me.
Yep.
Is everybody good with that?
Yep.
Okay, do I have a motion for all that?
Motion.
I have a motion from Danny to change it from Co-America to Bayard Investment, is that correct? Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a second by Jay.
Put the effective date of July 1st, please, on the motion. Thank you.
All right, well, then that's effective date July 1. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much.
Hard.
I know you're back up.
2 emails. The first one I get to a lot quicker. The other one's like my work one.
So next is the courthouse security plan or approving of the budget.
Yes.
I know we had our meeting, so anything else you want to discuss? Plus, that was something that we were asked to do with kind of guessing the budget on. And we have some modifications to it that the chief deputy wants to explain to you now. So I'm going to, again, step aside and let him do what he does best and explain exactly what we've been working on the last couple weeks.
Thank you, sir.
So at the top, you're going to see that there's been a little bit of a change due to not getting candidates to work part-time. So what we are proposing now is, we have the full-time courthouse deputy at $67,000. We have that individual. That is a SRO that is moving to that full-time position. And we have one of the 2 part-time positions that are filled, and that is going to be Jerry Campbell that used to work in the courthouse. He's agreed to take on a part-time position. The other 2 part-time positions, we have not had any applications or able to fill. So what we are proposing now is to create another full-time position, and that salary of $50,496 is what a jail deputy makes. We stayed with the courthouse deputy with the $67,000 because he's going to be supervising all three employees underneath him if we can get 3 additional employees hired. And so those numbers there, that totals the salary for all 4 of those positions.
Then does that include benefits?
It does not include benefits because I don't have that information. And then moving down the list, there was this big discussion about the vehicle. So Sergeant Josh Buller was able to find a brand new vehicle at much cheaper cost. So the total cost for a vehicle, and that's the vehicle, the equipment, and the radio to go in it, is now a little over $54,000 compared to we had budgeted $70,000. So it dropped the cost there significantly for the vehicle. And then the equipment cost has not really changed. So if you flip over, total equipment cost is a little over $45,000. So our total budget for the 4 courthouse deputies, the vehicle and all the equipment to get them up and running is $292,083.75. And I believe the original number we brought to you was let me find it here. The original number when we were just told to put this together, and that was for 1 full-time deputy, 3 part-time deputies, budgeting $70,000 for a vehicle and all the equipment, total $293,956.64. So by dropping the money on the vehicle and putting in this full-time courthouse officer at $50,000, almost $500, we're actually coming in about $1,800, $1,900 cheaper.
Did the original?
Yes, sir.
Did the original have the benefits in, any
No,
benefits in that?
no. And the only benefits, correct me if I'm wrong, that would need to be factored is the 2 full-time positions, is that correct?
Yes.
Because the part-time folks will not get benefits at all.
The matching taxes, but that's it. But the additional full-time that you're looking at, another $10,000 if you add PERF, Social Security, and Medicare. And then it'd be above and beyond that if they do health insurance. But when the sheriff came in and asked for some numbers earlier today, what you would have spent for a part-time versus the full-time position that he's wanting to pay is $13,000 difference when you have a full-time position.
Because part of this is already in the budget anyway. Was it 90,000, I think? That's
We have
already-
99,000 in the courthouse security budget right now, and there's around 90,000 of that, oh no, 80,000 of that left.
Right. But 99,000 of that is already budgeted.
Mhm.
And why we chose to go to the full-time courthouse officer is when the sheriff originally put this out to the staff, we had several folks that, from within the jail, who was interested in the full-time position, but nobody's interested in going from full-time to part-time, so we're confident we can fill that position as a full-time position.
Thoughts, questions of the board? I would like to, when we go to budget time, I personally would like for this security stuff to be separate, not in the sheriff's, not in the courthouse, but it could be in the sheriff's, but a separate section. That way it doesn't inflate the actual sheriff's department budget,
Sure.
and make it look off or whatever, so.
The account numbers that's before you,
Mhm.
it is separate.
Okay,
That location is security.
okay.
And I think for the sheriff and I, it'd be easier for us to manage it if we had its own. Yep.
Agreed. Okay.
Yeah, I think the change you made makes sense if you had a lot more interest in the full-time positions. do the responsibilities of the two full-time positions line up with your merit deputies and your jailers from a responsibility standpoint? As far as the salary study we went through, like, are those going to be slotted in the correct places?
Yeah, so the merit deputy salary here, that's what a full-time merit deputy with 1 year service makes. And then the salary for the courthouse officer, that's what our full-time jail deputy is currently making.
But I mean, the responsibilities of the positions match the pay, you would say.
It does. The study that I did, the report back to the commissioners about other counties close to us. Montgomery County, I believe, is our sister county. I really do, on size, and interstate, and college, and everything else. And they have 5 full-time, no part-time. I should have picked that up as a better clue, but I missed that one. And theirs is where theirs are set exactly as the jailer. So if a jailer would get a raise, they would get a raise. And I think that is a nice nose-to-nose comparison.
Okay.
And there's a future in it too.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we were
It
starting
is.
on the right path
It
instead
is.
of
Most of the
having
places
correct course.
that I studied are not, the whole staff is not at a merit side or a pension that goes with longevity. So a 5-year bump, 10-year bump, they really don't get that. It's more so like a jailer is here, which is it's a set fee and it's usually a little bit. Some of them still have full-time officers in them, they get their full-time merit pay. And that's the way we see this one being. Why is one more than the other, I would ask. So the answer is because it's a supervisory role.
Yeah.
They're making contact weekly with elected officials.
And I think we need to make sure that we go back to our salary study and make sure that these positions are in there with, as we did all of our other ones, so that, 10 years from now, whenever we're looking at that we know, and that maybe even a note that how we came up with it, like what their duties are.
I think the last salary study was started and turned in before I became sheriff, so I don't know that the numbers would be good.
No, but they work very hard at balancing everything out. It is a very good document, and I think we need to make sure that these are adequately put in there, so that we have it for that they're.
And I did reach out to the auditor's office in HR to get a job description of these positions, and I have those, and they're being shared with the staff as we hire them. And I'm also in the process of going through, so we have a copy of the operations manual for the courthouse, and so I'm in the process of going through it with a fine-tooth comb, updating it to today's standards, and that's hopefully, I think it mentions a security team in there that the judge heads, so I don't know which judge that will be, but I will be meeting with them and talk about if we really need to form this security team when we've got 4 individuals down here, or they'll be part of the security team. I also know there's armed bailiffs, on the 3rd floor with the judges, so we'll be working through that process too as I put this manual together.
I think the Supreme Court indicated to him he had to have that team when
Okay.
he went, so I think that's where that originated, and that he was over that. So it's Judge Headley is the one that's taken the reins of that so far, but
Okay.
the Supreme Court indicated to the judges that they needed to do that.
All right,
So-
and we'll keep going. We'll do that and update it.
But I agree they can be merged together. It makes sense for the same people to be doing it, but I think that gives him a way back to the Supreme Court.
Sure.
Anything else? Christina, the additionals that are before us for the sheriff lit for these, are those reflecting their changes that they've done?
No, this was just brought to me today, and this has to be advertised 14 days before your meeting. So you can approve these, and if you want to, you can give a consensus on what they brought before you tonight, and then I can make adjustments and have additionals ready for you for next month.
Okay. Do we need to do the totals, because there's already money appropriated, so
We can cover it.
we'll do what they have submitted, and then you can figure out what the difference is.
I'll have to
what's
probably
already
do
budgeted.
transfers, and maybe budget reduction and move it. That way it's all in one.
Okay. Okay. Anything else from anybody? Do I have a motion? Yes?
So of these people, how many will be here at any one time? of these?
So if we're able to hire the 4 people, the way I put a schedule together, there will be 3 people here at any given time, and 2, Monday through Thursday, 3 people here, and 2 on Friday.
Okay.
And that also covers these meetings. We have scheduled a deputy, one of the courthouse security deputies, to be here during the meeting times, and that's to cover all the activities on Tuesdays from court or the probation departments. They're here from, I believe, 4 to 7. Your meeting starts at 6:30, so on Tuesday nights when they're 6:30, we'll have them here till 7:30, 8 o'clock. Monday nights, the commissioners meet one Monday a night. We will have a security officer here for that. And then I think there's a zoning and planning meeting sometimes on Thursdays, and we've got that worked into the schedule also. So it's our goal to have, when there's an after-hour meeting, to have an individual here.
All right. Anything else? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Danny made the motion. Or do you want us to read these numbers off or approve what has been presented before us? Okay. I have a motion for approval of what's been presented before us for the budget for the security for Putnam County Courthouse. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, I have a second. Wayne second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Where'd he go? Oh, he's back there.
Be right there.
I mean, we knew it was going to go full time.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think we knew after last meeting.
Oh, yeah. See you later. Okay. The magistrate.
Greeting, council members, ladies and gentlemen, and all you out there in TV land. My name is Marcus Wood. I'm the bailiff for the Magistrate Court Office. When I first started this, is for the security wall to be installed in the court offices. Judge Jackman was going to be here today to solidify this and give you all the information that you need, but she was unable to be here tonight, of which the details of that will be in here. So if you don't mind, I'm going to read this letter that she wrote, and then if you have any questions afterwards, by all means, feel free to ask them. Dear council members, I am sorry I'm not able to appear in person for this meeting this evening. In addition to my magistrate duties, I'm also an adjunct faculty professor at Ivy Tech, and my class meets on Tuesday evenings. I am requesting funding to pay for a secured entrance for my court office. Currently, my office is the only court office that does not have a secured entrance. Although I do have the best bailiff, I did not write this, I swear. I have full confidence and ability to protect my staff, litigants in my courtroom, and myself. Mark is not always available to sit outside my court office. Whenever he is in the courtroom, helping the other courts, or off for illness, vacation, or military duties, my court office is left fully unsecured. I attended a spring judicial conference last week where court security was discussed at length. At the conference, it was referenced by the Indiana State Police that courts that handle domestic relation cases and other civil cases have a much higher threat to them than courts that do not. Currently, my case docket covers cases involving the Department of Child Services, divorces with children, and protective orders. These are arguably the 3 case types with the highest emotionally charged litigants. These litigants approach my court office daily. Unfortunately, if a litigant wanted in my court office, he or she could do so very easily. This is in reference to if I'm in the courtroom with the judge. If I'm there, then of course they come to see me first. My courthouse has no way to prevent someone from entering office if she chooses. Threats have been made against me and my office staff. There is currently a case pending against a Putnam County resident who threatened my life over a ruling in an eviction case. Within the last 90 days, my court reporter has had a very hostile litigant tell her, "I hope you believe in God," when his continuance was denied. My court reporter was left wondering if this person was going to show up for the hearing while Mark and I was in the courtroom, and if he did, what she would be able to do to defend herself if he attempted to enter the court office. No employee should have to worry about their safety for just doing their job. Unfortunately, my court reporter had to carry that concern with her for the 2 hours that Mark and I were in the hearing. These are just 2 of the most recent threats that have come towards my office. There are more, but they are smaller in scope. Unfortunately, the judiciary has been under attack recently. I am sure many of you are aware a judge and his wife who reside in Lafayette were shot in their home due to a pending case. Recently, an arrest was made for a threat against a Marion County judge due to a likely sentence he was going to impose. These are just a few instances that we know about and have reached the news media, which I believe there are screenshots that I provided to the council for reference. When asked at the spring conference, well over half the judiciary reported being a victim of threats and/or outright attacks. I do understand the cost of this secured entrance is a sizable number. However, the entrance provided my staff and myself with security that we are currently not able to have. The secured entrance is to be bulletproof and will require a code to get through the locked door. I have requested an estimate from the Putnam County Company. That would be Kenny Wells from Iron Cost Construction. I believe the estimate is also located in the files that I provided. I have requested an estimate from the Putnam County Company to keep the tax dollars paid on this secured entrance inside the community. I fear for my staff, I fear for the safety of myself. Although the secured entrance will not guarantee violence will not happen, it will go a long way to provide a defense for any will actors that may come our way. I appreciate your consideration and thank you for your time. Sincerely, Minnie Jackman Hanlon, Magistrate, Putnam Circuit and Superior Courts.
Thank you.
So is this just where, like, you walk into the courtroom here, and when you walk into the offices, would it just be the office area?
It would just be the office area. As soon as you enter the office area, it's not a very big room.
Yeah, the desks are right there.
It will be an L-shaped wall with a door with a security code on it. It would be very limited in size.
What's downtime? Is there going to be any delay or issues with, like, the office access to it or anything?
No, well, there's two entrances to get into that office, one through the judge's chambers door. So I assume that if Mr. Wells is going to be working, that they would probably use that entrance for the time being. And as usual, when anybody comes up to the magistrate court, they check in with me and I'd be help them with anything that the construction would not delay any court proceedings.
What is the, so if at some point we do renovate this courthouse, if this annex moves forward, how is that stuff going to be, if they move her to a different office, a different courtroom, or a little bigger or whatever, how easily is it moved without a lot of extra costs, I guess?
Well, I asked Mr. Wells to be here tonight, but just like the judge, he had a couple of items on his agenda that he had to, he's doing a lot of work, so.
My thought would be, and I'll just say, it's going to be custom made to that space.
That's what I was wondering.
It is.
But in the grand scheme of things, that is going to be a small portion of if you're moving that office to somewhere else in the courthouse. And it would probably be more secure than this is. Hopefully, if we were renovating that office, it would be more secure than even this would be. So,
and I know she has some of the worst cases than the other two. So
they do.
Yeah.
As much as she tries to blow me up on here, I can't be there all the time. I do have military duties, and I do occasionally get sick.
And this has already been before the commissioners for approval, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Anything else? All right, there is an additional for this for $23,400 out of the CCD to remodel that. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion to approve it.
All right, Jay made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Carrie second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
One last question. When, with the approval, what will be the turnaround for starting the project?
Well, that was the thing. As soon as we get approval, I want to get with Mr. Wells and along with the auditor's department to see about funding, because it is a rather hefty front load to get these specially made items, the bullet-resistant laminate glass and the bulletproofing inside the walls. So as soon as tomorrow morning, I'll be up in Christina's office, front and fresh, to ask her all sorts of questions and chat her ear off. I'm sorry.
Thanks for the warning.
I'll just give you a heads up.
She may be sick.
But I will get, as soon as I have a date from Mr. Wells and how to get it accomplished, I will make sure to give that to Christina to pass it to all of y'all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Y'all have a nice night.
You too. All right, Health Department, we have an additional. Brian, do you want to?
I don't have anything to say about it unless you guys have questions.
Okay, we have an additional for $2,700 for the per diem and for traveler cell phone expenses. Do I have any questions? Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
All right, Amanda made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Wayne second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we have EMA.
I'm representing that one. This was actually approved last year, but not utilized. Too late to encumber, so it just needs to be appropriated again.
Okay. Any more questions? All right, do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, airport is gone. 911.
I don't have much to say about it. It's just for our project. Came up with the radios. Unless you have questions.
So I do have a question. We approved the $460,000 last month.
Yep.
So now this is another 400 on top of it. I thought this was already paid for.
No, I was told that all these bills that I'm getting from the towers are on once.
Please.
So, what I asked for last time was to be reappropriated for the beginning part of the project. 'Cause that was only about half the money that for the project. I paid off all the construction equipment, the steel, everything except for the radio equipment and the generators. And that's what this last part is for.
I don't recall what the exact amount was that was originally asked for, or was originally discussed.
I didn't hear that, I'm sorry.
I said I don't recall what the quote or whatever the original discussion was on the total cost of it.
I wasn't part of that. That was before I became director. So
Do either you commissioners?
I think it
recall?
was like right at like a little over $1 million.
Okay.
What records does Christina have? Bank?
I would look. I tried, but my computer locked up. So.
It's still loading.
Well, you appropriated the $460,000, but the company that was contracted didn't turn any bills in.
Right.
And he has since this year, and
Right.
that's why he had to reappropriate that money.
Okay.
So this is the beginning of the project.
So that was the first half. This is the second half. So there shouldn't be much after this at that point because there's only $239,000 left after all of this.
After all of it. I don't know the exact amount of what's left.
Well, if we approve this one tonight, this will leave $239,000 in the adjusted surplus.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And what's the time frame for this to be done?
I don't know yet.
It was supposed to have been started last year.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I saw these additions, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought this was already, basically,
Yeah.
I thought it was already up and moving and,
The steel is ready, the radio equipment's ready, everything's ready. I think they were just waiting on to get paid.
well, I don't have a problem, we've already done the 460 to begin with, but if they
Yeah.
haven't started anything, I have an issue with giving them the extra money until something is done.
I do too.
Commissioners?
What's the contract?
The entire amount of the project is a little over $1 million.
Yep.
So this makes $800,000.
Mhm.
So it's only going to cost $200,000 to actually
Build
erect
it?
and construct the tower. Part of me feels like we're getting played here.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
I don't
Do you
want
want
to
me to
delay
have
things,
Terry
but I
come
don't
in here?
want
Yeah.
to be played.
Do you want me to call and see if Terry can come into a meeting about it?
I'm surprised Terry's not already here, so.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable with wasting his money until they get something done.
I mean, commissioners? Okay. Anybody else have questions, thoughts?
Okay.
Otherwise, I recommend that we table this. Does that sound?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
more clarity on this would be good for everybody.
Yeah, 'cause if we only have 239,000, that's not much to build.
Right.
I think so for next month, if we're tabling this the next month, we need to bring a copy of the contract, exactly where they're at, any billing they've done, any payments we've made,
Yep.
and a time frame of when it's gonna be done and when next payments are expected to be made. So
Yep.
like, all the deeds, so.
Myself, Commissioner Beck, and Mr. Clodfelter will do our homework over the next 4 weeks, and we'll get a report to you.
Thank you very
Preferably,
much.
and preferably quicker than
I'll get
4
one
weeks.
tomorrow.
An email for that would be great. If we'd have that email a couple
Yep.
weeks beforehand, that would be fantastic.
We can do that.
Thank you.
There's too many questions here.
Way too many questions,
For
yeah.
that much
Yep.
money.
Yeah,
Especially when it was all supposed to be done last year was in October.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
It's certainly a loose
Do you need a
leaf.
motion?
Yes, please.
Alright, I'll make a motion to table the $400,000 additional, lit PSAP for the tower contract.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Danny, second. All those in favor say aye.
Alright,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We also have the 48,000 for 911 out of the PSAP for the 2 new positions requested for the insurance portion of that we said that we would cover. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Amanda made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Wayne second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. All right, we have highway. We have, do you want to talk?
We have 2 additionals.
We do?
First,
We have a
yeah.
lot.
One is for $35,000 for equipment we sold.
Correct.
And then we sold equipment, and we just want to put it back in our account to put towards a grinder.
Okay. Do we have?
And the other additional is the $1 million, sorry.
You're
the
fine.
$1 million that the commissioners had given us, 115 to buy a new tractor, 45 for a grinder, 271 for Bridge 92, 225,000 for Bridge 95, and 327,529 for Bridge 211. And I had sent a spreadsheet that showed the bridge breakout, each bridge amount, and the amounts that we will be paying out of the bridge wheel tax fund that you guys approved. That money we get, and we put it all towards bridges.
And the additional 16,303 difference were,
I haven't got anywhere for that yet.
so can I ask maybe for, I know at the commissioners meeting yesterday, there was discussion of the gravel surfacing stuff, the
Mhm.
supplement. I
Right.
don't remember what you guys budgeted in the past when you guys helped supplement that. Is that something that could be possibly put towards that to help? It's just food for thought for the commissioners, highway department.
That would be up to them, totally.
So. They've
These were
given,
contracted bridges we've already done, that's
Right.
why I didn't put any other
Oh, no,
for
no,
the
you're fine.
$16,000 balance.
no, you're fine. Your numbers worked, it was good. I was just asking about the difference. Wherever it could be put here towards this. So, anybody have any thoughts, questions, concerns for the edit money that they have asked for?
No.
All right. Let's start with the $35,000 additional for the equipment. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
All right, Wayne made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Brian second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, and the $1 million for the edit. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion.
All right, Jay made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Danny second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I think I forgot that on the other one. Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
All right, next we have the hazardous waste, an additional for $788,000, which is just for the closing fees that were not taken into consideration when we did the original. Do what?
You said 788,000.
Oh, sorry, I'm on big numbers tonight, okay? Let's try $788. Small numbers there. Thank you for correcting me. It's a blur right now. Do what?
Some good closing comments.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of closing. Do we have any questions? Do I have a motion for approval, please?
So moved.
Amanda made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Carrie, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Adult probation. These are just to appropriate the money into their, that was given to them to their apartment. So you have to receipt it into the fund for a total of $32,840. See, I said that one right. For the opioid money. Do I have any questions? And do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Carrie made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Wayne, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, and we have, just going along with the agenda, we have minutes for March 17th and March 26th for the executive. Do we have any corrections? I think Jay has a correction.
Yeah, just a missing letter. Under the sheriff's additional, word violent doesn't have an N.
I'm sorry, what was that?
On the sheriff's additional for the March 17th minutes, the word violent doesn't have an N.
Okay, do we have any other changes? Do we have a motion for approval with the amendment?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
Jay made the motion, Amanda second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And for the March 26th executive session, do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
All right, Carrie made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Brian second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, then on to old business. Annex. You guys are up. Do you want me to talk? You want to talk?
I didn't.
Go ahead, please.
I can start.
Yeah, go ahead. I went over the ordinance last meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been,
They want to hear.
you're just backup with the numbers.
That's right.
Well, as always, come bring gifts. I'll pass these around. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much.
Before I start with the schedules, I did want to congratulate the county, as you may or may not know. We'd had a couple of meetings, calls with Standard & Poor's rating agency. If you remember, we kind of discussing the process that we decided to go to open market. We would get a bond rating for the bonds because, as I mentioned, we're going to be, if we go forward with the project and the bond issue, we're going to be offering this to underwriters and banks, not just in Putnam County or Indiana, but really throughout the country. And those underwriters and those banks, they may not be familiar with Putnam County, but they are familiar with Standard & Poor's and how they rate bonds. So we had a couple calls. County did a very good job of representing itself, and you did get an A+ stable rating on the bonds, which is very good. And some of the highlights I just wanted to point out that arrived at that A+ stable rating is they recognized your healthy reserve position and low debt, the flexibility, ability to raise taxes when needed. A couple of things that kind of hurt you a little bit was the below average economy, and then low debt policy. Some things, the economy can't really help that. Where you're located, what you have, that's really kind of out of your control. So the things that you could control, your healthy reserves, all those things you guys did really well on. The low debt policy, I was kind of disappointed in that because you have a low debt policy because you don't issue much debt. It's kind of when you're young, you don't have a very good credit score. You don't have a good credit score because you haven't had time to build up your credit. So I look at that as kind of a good, bad thing. But did want to congratulate the county on the A+ rating, because that does bode very well for the county if you decide to go forward with the project.
I'd like to thank you for all the work you have done with us to help set us up to be in such a good place also.
Oh, no, I'm glad to help, and again, it says more about the board and commissioners and what you guys have done over the years to get you where you're at right now, so I appreciate that. So I did want to go through the schedules. Again, the bond ordinance that you have in front of you tonight that you'd be approving the Annex project. And a couple of things that we do need to make a decision on tonight if you do want to go forward. I know we've talked about various scenarios over the last few months, but we do need to decide if you want to go forward, really the term of the bonds, and then how much cash on hand that we want to apply. So as I kind of go through those schedules, kind of be thinking about that, because we definitely need to make a decision on that tonight if you do want to go forward with the timetable. So looking at the top of the schedule, again, nothing's changed on the project cost. I think Garmong and Envoy's done a great job of keeping the cost down, even though bids were awarded a few months ago. So we're still looking at that $15,802,000. Still allowing an amount for an underwriter's discount, about $120,000. I have an amount there deposit to the sinking fund. I'll kind of skip that right now, but that's new. I'll kind of get back to that. We're estimating $1 million. And then cost of issuance about $300,000. The bottom of the schedule, we're looking at $12 million of a bond issue, and that's going to be determined on how much cash on hand that you want to apply. If you remember a few months ago, we showed a wide range of terms of bonds and then cash on hand, and just to kind of give you an illustration on how that might impact your annual payment. For this, and what we showed Standard & Poor's, the high end was a little over $5 million when I showed you those various scenarios. I backed that down to about $4 million, thinking that, okay, if we use $4 million cash on hand right now, that leaves us $1 million that we could use to pay for principal and interest this first year of budget. So it's money you already have on hand that you could pay that principal and interest. So you're not counting on something, future revenues this year. That was kind of my thought process. As the cash on hand that I kind of shown as illustration, again, if you start with the Annex fund, that's the $2,220,000. That's what we've, have been setting aside for years for this project. As Christine has mentioned in prior years, there's only $1.4 million roughly in there now. And the reason I'm showing $2.2 million is, as you know, you've been paying for a lot of the soft costs, a lot of the architect engineering, for the last 12 plus months. That's embedded in that $15.8 million. So you've already incurred, some expenses, and that's been paid from the Annex fund. I assumed $1 million out of the war chest fund. Right now, you have a little over $2 million in that account right now. I've assumed $380,000 out of either the war chest, edit, or CCD fund, or a combination of any of those. Again, if we use $1 million from the war chest, that leaves another $1 million remaining. Your edit fund, end of the year, about $1.1 million. You collect about $1.5 million a year in that. And your CCD fund, end of the year at $340,000, and you collect about $540,000 a year in that. So a combination of those funds, I assume you'd use $380,000. And then your rainy day fund has a balance of about $2.6 million. I assume we use about $600,000 of that. We can use more, but I don't really like to touch the rainy day fund if we don't have to. But I thought with your current healthy balances, and again trying to keep the annual payment down, it was okay to use some funds from that. And so if you add up those four accounts, that's about $4.2 million. So if you were to apply that cash on hand, then we need to raise a bond issue of about $12,025,000. Then if you turn the page, I'm showing of that $12,025,000 payback over 20 years, you can see the annual payments about $950,000 a year. So I know one of our goals that we've talked about was, even though we're structuring these and selling these and the bond ordinance approves that you could levy a new property tax to pay these bonds, I think the goal of the council is to be able to use existing revenues or as much as possible to make these payments, so we don't have to levy a new tax on taxpayers. So that's one reason we went out the full 20 years, was to have the payment be as low as possible. Something that we are also recommending is that we allow these bonds to be callable, or you can refinance them after 10 years. That way, if you've accumulated more funds, then after 10 years we can pay them off or pay a portion of the principal off. So another kind of good reason to keep the payment lower, even though we think we can pay more. Keep it lower, that way if times get a little tough with Senate Bill 1, new legislation, we have the flexibility to make that lower payment. If things come out rosy, we can accumulate that and then pay it off faster.
And we can take that fund, that money that, as we have extra, set it aside to bond, account, fund, whatever you want to put it into, because you can't pay more than what is there. So if our payment's $941, you can't pay $950 or $1 million on it. So that extra money, just to set it aside into that as it builds, and we say we use money, to do the renovations for the courthouse as we're going through this, or as it gets to that 10-year, or we're at 9.5 years, we're looking good, and we want to go ahead and pay it off, we can take that out and look at paying that off also. That was the thought process behind part of this.
This structure really gives you the most flexibility to either pay it off early or be able to save that money and have it available for what we may not know, or what we may know with the jail project.
Correct.
I guess any questions before I get to next?
Is this just a typo? When you look at January 15th of 2040.
I know, I saw that too.
Followed across. So every other one is like 940,000. That one's just 469.
Oh, that is, I'm sorry, that's not adding that one right above it, yeah.
Okay. I didn't think there's anything special there.
I see that now, yeah.
So should the total at the bottom?
I think you got 400,000 more, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So one thing that I had not brought up in prior meetings is, and something that we're seeing more often, is if you look on this page 3, the amortization schedule, you can see the interest rate. You can see 5% all the way down. And then there's a new column that I've not shown before, and that's the yield. And that's kind of really what interest rates really are right now. They're around that 2 to 4%. But buyers, they want to earn more than that 2 or 3%, because even though rates have gone up, here in the last, few months, they're still really historically low. So what they're saying, if you give us the 5%, if you pay us 5% interest, we'll give you cash up front. We're basically kind of like buying the interest rate. And that's what we're seeing a lot of today. So, and that's what I anticipate would probably happen with these bonds if we go out in the market. So we would probably get, a 5% interest rate, but the yield, what the current rates are like that 2.9 to 4%. So if we give them 5%, in order to kind of be equivalent to those lower rates, they would pay us cash. And if you go back to the front page, that's roughly about $1 million. So if we go forward and we close on these bonds in a couple of weeks, not only would you get the $15.8 million to fund the project, but you'll get $1 million of cash. Now, since we're doing a general obligation bond, that $1 million would have to go into the sinking fund held by the auditor's office and be used to make principal and interest payments. So that would be applied to make your July payment and your January payment, which would free up the cash that we thought we were going to have to use for cash on hand. So that's something we hadn't really discussed to this point, but I wanted you to be aware of it because the interest rate could be a little bit higher than what we've shown previously, but that's because we're going to be getting cash up front. So it's going to be equivalent to what we've shown in the past. It's just another way of receiving the benefit. So that's why on page 2 I have it as project cost of $1 million and then project funding $1 million, because you get that $1 million, we're just going to put it back towards the project to pay the principal and interest. So it's not like we can reduce our bond size or fund a larger project.
Thoughts, questions?
So it's a $12 million bond with 6.8 million in interest?
Yes.
If we were to go the full timeout, yes.
And that's also if you wait and don't pay it off early, if you wait the whole 20 years.
I know it's a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of interest.
So the deposit to the sinking fund is just one time at the start until the project?
On page 2, yes.
Yeah.
But then after that, the annual payment's going to be, it's an estimate until we actually sell the bonds, but the annual payment's going to be around $950,000 is what we're estimating.
Right, but I mean, there's no other payments annually that come, it's just at the front end of this.
The premium.
The premium, oh, the premium? Or you said talk about money from the CCD fund?
No, you've got
He's talking about the $1 million deposit.
deposits.
Oh, yes, that's a one-time
At the start.
deposit, yes.
In exchange for them giving us $1 million, they get a higher interest rate.
Right.
Yeah.
But the giving those $1 million is basically equivalent to getting us those lower interest rates.
Right.
I would call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Points on mortgage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you could subtract that million from the 6.8 you're seeing in interest.
It's going to be 7.
Subtract the cash they're giving you back, the 1 million plus, so it's 5.8. Still a lot of interest, but.
And these are, again, just estimates. We won't know what the exact amount is until we sell the bonds. But we sold bonds today for Harrison County. We sold a $19 million bond. It was for only 10 years, but $19 million, and they had like $460,000 of premium that they're going to have to put in their sinking fund. So, again, it's a little bit more money, but it was only over 10 years instead of 20.
Cindy?
Okay, when you get all the bond money, is it all paid in one lump sum?
Yes.
Okay, so it's paid to the county in one lump sum?
Yes.
Then the county's paying so much construction costs at a time. So I may have missed what you're talking about. So if we got that money, so we can invest that someplace right now and collect interest on that money?
Yes.
On the 12 million or whatever?
Yes. Yeah, we actually talked to the commissioners and your county treasurer, and according to your county treasurer, the county's money is going to like a sweeping account with Old National and earning 4% interest, which is phenomenal. That is really, that's by far the best interest I've seen in the state. So if that continues, you could take that $15 million less, the upfront cost, and keep that in that sweeping account and for 4% interest. So we talked to the county treasurer about doing that. So that's going to earn, again, we're talking 18, 20 month construction period. You should be able to earn quite a bit of interest off that. And as we talked about, that can be used to reimburse yourselves if you want, or to help pay the principal and interest, again, and free up the cash that you otherwise would be using to make that principal and interest.
More questions? Go ahead.
So anytime after year 10, you can pay extra?
Yes.
At any time?
You just have to give the notice.
Yeah.
Yep.
How much notice?
30 days.
30. Okay.
So everybody, you need a motion for us tonight to say yes or no to this?
If you could give me guidance, because in order to try to get these bonds sold as quickly as possible and get the money so you guys can start construction, because I know they're anxiously awaiting the money to start because, the bids have been awarded. If you could give us the okay to do 20 years and assume that you'll use this much cash on hand, we'll finalize that preliminary official statement that we've sent out and start marketing the bonds. And we're looking at if you approve it tonight, about a May 5th bond sale. So if we sell it May 5th, you'll receive money about 2 weeks later. And that's when I want to probably have another call with the county treasurer a couple weeks before then, just to confirm we can get that 4% rate, so we can start earning interest as soon as possible.
Any other questions, concerns? I know, lots of concerns. And we can, I mean, as this goes, I know we have a lot coming up, we know what the SB1, we can adjust our stuff internally as we go to make everything happen. That way we keep it off the tax rolls like we want to. The money, the revenue coming in, we're working on ways to increase things also, so hopefully that should offset everything that we're looking at. I know it's lots of big numbers.
Yeah, I've tried to work closely with Christine and Stephanie, and I appreciate all the calls that we've had, but this cash on hand, I wanted to make sure that it was something that you all felt comfortable using, that it didn't stretch you too thin.
Right.
Good.
Okay, well, if there's no other discussion, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
All right, I have Danny making a motion for
20 years.
for the 20 years to move forward with as presented. Okay. I have a motion to move forward with as presented. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Jamie, second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know there's more to this.
Basically, at this point, we are ready for you to finally adopt the general obligation bond ordinance that we went over in your meeting last month. It is number 2026-04-21-1.
Okay.
And as I mentioned in that meeting, this is authorizing a maximum par amount of $16,500,000. We already know that you're going to go with the $12,025,000 and use more cash. But as long as we stay within those parameters, we don't have to go back and make a lot of changes here. It authorizes you to do the public sale or the negotiated sale. We're doing the public sale as we go forward here. It authorizes the redemption of bonds after 10 years. It authorizes at a minimum the 5% maximum interest rate that Jason was showing you. So really, there's not much more to it than that. The parameters were the main function of the ordinance. It's a maximum term of 20 years in the ordinance, so all the parameters that Jason just went through are approved by this bond ordinance.
Okay. Do we have questions regarding this very lengthy bond ordinance here? That I'm not going to read all
It's
of it.
actually fairly short for a bond ordinance.
It is. Okay. Well, then.
A town utility bond ordinance is about 50, 60 pages, so.
Okay. So do I need to read this since she's already read this? Okay.
No, I think we're good. And it's been available in the auditor's office. If anybody wants a copy, they can contact the auditor's office or myself, or I'll direct them to Lisa, or...
Okay. Any other questions? Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Carrie made the motion for approval. Do I have a second? Brian seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, thank you. And now we have, we don't do this one?
No, the additional appropriation is going to be at next month.
Okay.
Due to some new requirements of posting it to Gateway and all that, we didn't get that 14 days, so.
Okay. I will put that back over there.
We'll be tight with the election on Tuesday to get it done the 14 days before our next meeting, once we get it done, but it will, we're good. We are still on track.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to Lisa, taking care of that.
Yes, thank you both for coming and helping so much. Any reports for anybody? Commissioners, I'll give you a couple minutes if you would like to update them on anything.
Couple.
Right.
Rick, do you want to bring up what Cliff Ross was talking about yesterday?
Here, I'll give them all the report, they can read it.
No, wait a minute now.
We have issues with the chillers, air compressor
Correct.
upstairs. It's 12, 14 years old, Andy?
Yeah.
And it's shot, so, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna cost us anywhere from 40,000 to 100,000 to get it fixed, so. That was the big one.
He doesn't have them closed yet. This is just something that came up, yeah, they just came up over the weekend.
It literally come up over the
Just
weekend.
hit.
Yeah, it just hit
So
over the weekend.
that's why there's such a big
Gap.
because we literally, they just, did they come
Yesterday.
today?
Yeah.
And then-
They gotta figure out what they need to replace, this and that. So it's a dual air compressor system, blah, 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 above our heads, but we have to replace both air compressors, even though one's bad.
And you guys are
This figure is gonna cost us $100,000.
at the max. And then you guys, they're working on the tuck pointing for the
Yes,
courthouse also?
If they wanna see this, I can bring it up and pass it down.
28,000 a week, it's gonna take a couple weeks,
When was the last time they did the tuck pointing? It's been,
3 years ago.
I say I didn't think it'd been that long, but did, longer. Shouldn't it have lasted a little longer? I think it shouldn't it have lasted a little longer?
It's 100 years old.
I understand, but
Weather on it, after 3 days, it's like,
don't make things like they used to.
That's only to fix this site, if they find more. If they
Can
find
we-
more trouble,
thank you.
we
Safe
can
travel.
go ahead.
Thank
We
you.
went up to 50,000, hopefully.
thank you.
Can we
Thank you, guys.
table that, and when we do the courthouse annex, just hope it solves itself?
What else did you guys have? Anything?
They were looking for consensus, because isn't Cliff going to be getting bills probably before their next council meeting?
Consensus of 42,100.
Bills for what?
For the tuck pointing,
The tuck
possibly.
point's done, I mean, we have the bill for it. Or not the bill, but the,
But they'll be coming before us for an additional to get this done, so they're asking so that they can move forward with
we're
it.
asking for consensus approval that we can get them on the schedule.
Sooner rather than later.
Yes, and it's Atlas Building Services are the ones that's, we've used the last 2 or 3 times.
And they're the ones that give us the price.
So when yesterday's meeting, Phil also made mention of possibly asking, the Indiana Historical Society, because this stuff has gone on.
He didn't say that, he said that you guys are the back row.
He did, and then he had to leave real quick. So in the future, to do maintenance on the courthouse to see, because he said that you guys only got one.
The Historical Society does maintenance? on
No,
courthouse?
they deal with the companies, the other areas throughout the state that do maintenance, that have maintenance to get other ideas. Do we have any more questions for the commissioners on this for Atlas?
When they do the tuck point, they don't do all of it, they just do what's necessary, right?
They're
So-
gonna inspect every piece because, we have the one fell. So that means we need to look at every other
Yep.
one.
Okay.
So
I
we're
was,
gonna go all the way around the courthouse.
I was concerned
Yeah, no, they are.
that we are
They're
using
gonna
the same
inspect
company
everything,
that
to
didn't.
figure out if anything's weak and
How's the health department done?
How's it coming, Brian?
It's coming right along. They were doing the spray, the foam insulation today. We'll say 85% of the demo's done. After they get the spray foam done, they'll start, they framed up all the walls, but then they'll start with drywall and stuff like that, so it's moving right along.
Do we have a, before we forget, no, hold on.
Did you give tentative approval?
That's
for
what I'm
Atlas?
finishing. Do we have tentative approval for Atlas for the commissioners to move forward, not to exceed the amount on there for an additional to come to the next meeting?
50,000 is what we said.
Yeah,
Commissioner said
that's what we said, yeah.
$50,000.
But that says 24,000 something.
That's just to fix this part over here.
Oh, that's right, it was for 50,000, he's right. Dang, I hate having to say that. It was for 50,000.
She sat back there talking.
I took notes, I listened, I said you were right, it was 24,000 a
Careful
week
saying those
for a couple weeks.
Don't want to admit that too often.
Yeah.
Do you want your motion or
while you're
not?
ahead.
Hey.
Yes, please.
Do I have a motion for consensus?
I make motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Jay, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
A
He wasn't
motion
paying
to
attention.
Do they need to
silence
also
Rick.
do it for the chillers?
We don't have anything.
Yeah, but you don't want to delay on that either. I hate doing,
You have one chiller working at 25% and the other one's not working at all.
It's great.
It's not 90 yet.
I know.
By the
We
way,
have
that
to-
would be, that's 50,000.
it was just hot in Fort on that one, yeah. But there's like
Hey,
three different.
we're already
pages,
past
right?
that, bud.
Three signatures.
Well, that's what the chiller is gonna have
And we
to come out
can't
of.
windows because it's loud. I know, I hate stamp. I used to have one.
If you want to give tentative approval on chillers, then by all means.
No. Not giving you tentative approval for
You didn't
nothing.
know it was Andy. You're gonna
Okay,
have
I trust
Andy.
Really?
Look at that smile.
Thoughts on the chillers? Anybody? Wait until they have some hard numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta wait.
Because that's a big,
She's going on vacation.
I'm getting ready to go on vacation. for
she
weeks.
does not care.
Yeah, she's okay.
I mean, we're
She's got a fan.
It's Indiana. There's like a 50% chance of okay weather.
Do what?
Can you imagine what happens when we let a judge start sweating?
Oh.
Be like, taking it outside.
Yep.
I messed him up. Shade of big old pine trees that he complained about, and went down the window. That's horrible. That's
Do you guys have anything?
Sorry, Judge.
Christina?
Tara will be at next month's meeting for me because I will be at a state called Auditors Conference. She would also like, because Sheriff Ball is taking over the security, he wants picture IDs. I was the guinea pig today by Tara. And so she's going to do the council's badges either before or after your meeting next month. That way you'll be able to have access to get in the North Door.
Wear something nice.
Because we'll need to be wearing those every.
Christina also sent an email out to us for our state called meetings. So they will be doing a lot of the SB1 stuff. Hopefully they'll have a lot more information at that point. They said that they would at that meeting. So they can be very informative if you have the opportunity to go to.
What was the first part of the
Our council's state called meeting in June.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it's in June. It's on a Saturday.
June 12th and 13th?
I think so. It's like a Friday, Saturday type thing.
If you want to go, just email, call me, text me, and I can get you registered. If you need a hotel room, let me know, and I can take care of that as well.
Yeah, they do have things on that Friday afternoon, and then most of the day on Saturday also, at least until about 3 o'clock. So, do we have any other, Trudy, do you have anything?
I think we've taken care of things.
Do I dare ask if either one of you have anything else? Do I have a motion for adjournment? Have a motion, have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you all very much.